Well, the event was perhaps one of the most exciting things certainly that I've ever lived through, or that any of the people involved with it would live through, but it doesn't mean it's something we'd want to go do again. Maybe the pilot was tired, but the 100 other people who were all in boats going along with him trying to use psychokinesis to lift him up mentally were certainly exhausted by the time the thing was over. Really the big pressure was organizing this thing. You had to predict the previous day by 3 o'clock whether you're going to do a flight the next day, and none of the weather forecasts you got ever agreed with the weather that subsequently materialized, because it's a very difficult area to get good weather forecasts. And yet I'd actually have to ride over on a bike. I had a broken foot at the time and a cast on, and I had to ride over from the airport to a payphone and find the weather forecasts, and then turn on or not turn on the whole project. And once the project was turned on, which it was for this day, about 100 people, journalist types, were converging from all over Europe, and then all the team, the DuPont people. It was about like operating D-Day out of a pay telephone booth, and it had pressure, and the usual pressure. We were running out of money and the weather wasn't right, etc. But finally we thought, okay, let's try it. There's really zero chance of it working right the first time, and the first plane was considered sort of a sacrificial plane. We didn't know what was going to go wrong. We knew something of the 100 things that could go wrong would go wrong, but then assembled the plane on a thing called the Warren, where one of the early tunnels was starting to be dug from England to France, but it's kind of an acre of concrete just in the right place for us.